Screen addiction in children. I will cover the main key sections of an academic research presentation, including introduction, literature review, methodology, research findings, discussion, and conclusion. Each section will be broken down to highlight important content and best practices. Excessive screen time in children can negatively impact academic performance, cognitive development, mental health, social skills, and physical well-being. It may lead to difficulties with attention, memory, language development, and increased risks of anxiety, depression, and isolation. Physical consequences include sedentary habits, obesity, poor posture, eye strain, and disrupted sleep. However, when screen use is monitored and intentional, it can offer benefits such as creative learning, educational enhancement, improved social connections, artistic exploration, and the development of critical thinking and fine motor skills. This research aims to explore both the benefits and risks of screen time in children to support the development of healthy usage guidelines. The key issue addressed is that excessive screen time can negatively affect children's development and health, leading to challenges such as impaired language, social emotional skills, higher rates of anxiety and depression, and physical problems, including obesity and sleep disturbances. Research shows that children's use of digital media is rapidly increasing. Excessive screen time is associated with negative effects on cognitive, emotional, and social development. However, when digital media is used intentionally, appropriately for the child's age, and under supervision, it can offer educational benefits. Experts recommend parental involvement, open communication, and encouraging alternative activities to promote healthier media habits. Content-based theories state that media effects depend on what is consumed, with positive outcomes like education and negative ones such as less activity or exposure to harm. Displacement theories claim media use may replace important activities, and social learning theory holds that people imitate media behaviors. The passivity hypothesis says passive consumption can reduce engagement and creativity. Context-based and bioecological theories focus on how the environment and interaction shape media's impact. The content, context, and connection framework explains media effects through what is consumed, the setting, and affected relationships. The American Academy of Pediatrics, or the AAP, recommends balanced media use for children, combining screen time with physical activity, family interaction, and sleep. Key guidelines are making a personalized family media plan, setting age-appropriate limits, co-viewing, and encouraging communication to build healthy habits. The 3 C's, content, context, and communication, are emphasized. Screen time types include passive and active and communicative, with parents urged to model mindful use. Montessori supports hands-on learning and purposeful limited media. A family plan sets boundaries, picks good content, and creates device-free spaces for healthy technology habits. Setting clear boundaries for screen use helps families balance technology with sleep, activity, and social time. Strategies include specific rules, screen-free meals and bedtime, timers, and choosing age-appropriate content. Open communication about media and safety is important. Activities like sports or reading can reduce screen time, limit screens for young children, and consistently monitor older kids. Parents should model good habits and offer non-screen options. My research employed both subjective and objective approaches, including self or proxy reporting and observational methods. Data was collected using subjective reporting as well as automated and objective techniques. This section outlines key sampling strategies, data resources, and analytic procedures commonly used in health and research studies. Sampling methods include targeted, convenience, national surveys, clinical trial recruitment, cohort studies, and systematic reviews, each chosen to match research objectives and population characteristics. Data collection approaches vary from proxy and self-reports to direct observation and digital logging. Analysis techniques encompass quantitative methods like correlational cross-lagged panel, meta-regression, categorical analysis, and statistical controls, as well as qualitative approaches such as content analysis, metasynthesis, and thematic analysis, all aimed at generating valid and meaningful research findings. The justification section provides an overview of key sampling methods, data sources, and analytical procedures used in health research. Target sampling selects participants based on specific characteristics, while national health surveys employ probability sampling for representative data. Clinical trials use strict eligibility criteria and systematic reviews, synthesize evidence from existing studies. Convenience sampling is efficient but can introduce bias. Data sources include proxy-reported, self-reported, direct observation, onboard logging, and large-scale cohort studies. For data analysis, quantitative methods encompass correlational analysis, cross-lagged panel modeling, meta-regression, categorical analysis, and statistical controls. Qualitative approaches include content analysis and meta-synthesis. Research methodology should be justified and limitations acknowledged. Quantitative methods are generalizable but may lack context. Qualitative methods offer deep insights but limited generalizability. Mixed methods combine both but are resource intensive. Recognizing methodological limitations is important for critical evaluation of research findings. The results of my research included negative effects of excessive screen time, moderating factors and potential benefits, and recommendations for future screen time. The summary of the patterns or trends that emerged highlights evolving technology use among children and adolescents, noting that device engagement increases with age from parent-mediated use in young children to independent social media and content creation in teens. Activities shift from educational apps and simple games in early years to gaming, videos, and creative platforms for older children, with teens primarily using social media and online communities. While technology offers social support and creative outlets, excessive screen time can negatively affect mental health, especially in teens. Influences such as socioeconomic status, gender, family, routines, and peer dynamics affect access and usage patterns. Supporting positive outcomes require clear parental guidelines, ongoing assessment, and collaboration among families, schools, and communities to balance the benefits and risks of technology for youth development. The analysis of the implications showed that excessive screen time in children and adolescents can disrupt sleep by interfering with melatonin production, leading to poor sleep quality and daytime fatigue. It also contributes to sedentary behavior, increasing the risk of obesity, reduced physical activity, and cardiovascular issues. Prolonged screen use may cause musculoskeletal discomfort and digital eye strain. Cognitively, high screen exposure can hinder brain and language development, executive functioning, and academic performance. Socially and emotionally, excessive screen time is linked to higher rates of anxiety, depression, and reduced face-to-face interactions, impacting psychological well-being and the ability to form healthy relationships. To address these issues, parents are encouraged to set clear boundaries for device use, create screen-free zones, be involved in their children's screen activities, and promote alternative activities like outdoor play and reading to support balanced development. The research significantly enhanced current knowledge of child development by offering a comprehensive analysis across cognitive, language, social, emotional, physical health domains. Key contributions include identifying factors that influence learning and problem solving, emphasizing the importance of early language exposure and socioeconomic context, highlighting the role of supportive relationships in emotional and social development, and underscoring the impact of nutrition, activity, and healthcare on physical health. Additionally, the study analyzes how family, community, culture, and economic factors shape developmental outcomes and provides evidence-based guidelines for parents, educators, and policymakers to foster optimal environments for a child's growth. My research outlines how emotional, behavioral, cognitive, and academic outcomes are shaped by factors such as environment, media, family dynamics, and socio-demographic variables. It emphasizes the importance of developmental stages and age-specific interventions, highlighting how context and content affect individual well-being. The section also discusses emerging trends like technology's impact, mental health awareness, and disparities in resource access, while noting that recent research provides frameworks to guide effective holistic policies and interventions. My research highlighted the important role technology and digital media play in education, revealing both positive and negative effects. The positive impacts include enhanced academic performance, development of life and social skills, improved access to resources, and increased social connections. However, challenges such as lower academic achievement, cognitive deficits, and social emotional issues are noted when technology is misused or overused. The research emphasizes that education and parents should focus on quality content, encourage active engagement, set clear boundaries for use, promote co-viewing and discussion, and integrate technology throughout thoughtfully alongside traditional methods to maximize benefits and minimize risks for students. Key recommendations for future research on digital media use and its developmental impacts. It highlights the need to move beyond correlation by investigating causal relationships and long-term effects, especially through longitudinal studies. Researchers are encouraged to explore bidirectional influences between media use and developmental outcomes, differentiate between types of content and platforms, and consider the context and nature of media engagement. Specific areas for investigation include brain development, mental health, sleep, social skills, and non-academic growth. The text also emphasizes addressing vulnerable populations, understanding the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, clarifying the roles of parents and educators, and rigorously evaluating interventions for promoting healthy media habits. Thank you for watching my research on screen addiction in children. I welcome any questions or comments that you may have. Thank you.